Hi there, Somali Queen. Thank you for this. We need to talk about this. How men will be coddled and continue to be favored by their parents. Meanwhile, daughters are treated like the scum of the earth and they do everything right. And despite them doing everything right, they are put way down on the totem pole. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. And one of the things that I think happens here is parents who do this are chasing male validation. There's different reasons why mothers and fathers do it, but I'll try to go into both here in as much as I can under 10 minutes. Mothers do it because they're chasing male validation, meaning, and I've had posts before, go back and look at some of my previous posts on women who are very male centered, women who do not pay attention or listen or view anything as valuable unless it's coming from a man's mouth, or a man did it, or a man said it, whatever the case may be. And I think that happens a lot with mothers who coddle their sons, is that these women are looking for the man that, because they're so enamored, they're so male centered, they're enamored with the man that they married, or that boy's father, and he's the next best thing. And again, they're chasing that validation from a man, even if that man isn't really contributing anything to society, even if that man doesn't give a damn about her. She will try and offer him the world. And that's for the simple fact that she just wants any attention, any sort of validation, any sort of comfort from a man, and her son will do. And in a lot of cases, there are many mothers who treat their sons like husbands or lovers or romantic partners. They are that enmeshed, right, with their sons, that they don't want him to leave that breast. They kind of want him to stay with her at all times and be her baby. And they get jealous of other women that may interfere with that, right, when their son gets married, or when their son starts to take an interest in other women. So mothers want to keep their sons attached because they are extremely hungry for male validation. And the other thing is, too, they always want to be the one that's sort of helping their son, right? They never want that person to leave. And so that's why the girls are always primed, for the most part. I won't say always, but for the most part, women are primed to go out and make a life for themselves. And so they feel like, oh, my work is done. But, mothers, even if they're mothers, some of them don't really like girls at all, or they view you as a threat. They view you as a competition of sorts, and they don't really want you to interfere with their relationship that they have with the son, or with the man that they're married to. And so women, your mother can sometimes be your first bully, and can antagonize you the most. And guess what? It could be over male attention, male validation, because they want you to bow down to them. And when people don't like you that much, they don't feel like you deserve any ounce of respect. And just like I've had a post here on low effort friendships and so on and so forth, I'm going to tell you something. Families, parents can be low effort, right? They could not put any effort into getting to know you, celebrating you, talking to you, just wanting to be loving and supportive of you as an adult person. Parents and families can be low effort, and the relationship can be total trash, meaning that they're never going to show up for you, they're never going to cheerlead for you. And my question to you is, to the woman who wrote this post, and to anybody that agrees with this post or feels like it resonates with them, is, have you gotten pissed enough yet? Have you gotten angry enough yet? Have you really allowed that to sink in, accepted these people and this relationship for what it is, and acted accordingly? Because if you do, and when you do, you move around, right? And when I say move around, what I mean is you do what you need to do. You treat that person with the understanding that, hey, this person is never going to show up for me. This person is never going to celebrate me. They are so much more invested in someone that's low functioning, or that is not, that is not even trying for their approval. Let them have it, right? You got to let them have it, and you got to move on with your life. That means you need to start showing up for yourself in the ways that they never did. And that means that you do have to detach from them if you want to be happy, right? And if you want to not like sit there and perseverate and mull over and ruminate on like, oh, they don't like me, they never show up for me, they're never there for me, this and that and the other. If you want to successfully move on through your life and continue to shine, you have to be your cheerleader. You have to continue to show up for yourself. And that means that you need to leave people that don't in the dust. And they're never going to change unless they are intentional about doing so. But chances are, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, especially if you're older in age, chances are much more likely that they're not going to change. They're not going to see themselves as having any sort of problem. But guess what? You see it, you have free will, so therefore you can make the change, and you don't have to sit around and watch that or accept that anymore. So as a person with free will, I invite you to think about the ways in which you can improve upon your life and move past the bullshit, the dynamics, and where, um, you know, family or parents don't show up for you. And, when they come back, when they're 60, 70, 80, and needing a nurse with a purse, and they're all of a sudden wanting to form a relationship with you, and they're wanting to, say, I'm sorry, and do all those things. You have to make a decision on whether or not you want to be available to that. And so you don't need to be confused. I think you have the answer. It's just that maybe you need to feel a little bit more empowered to act accordingly. So I hope that helps and that addresses your question. Thanks so much for asking, because I'm quite sure, even though you put it out there, there are quite a few more women that resonate with what you had to say about, the brother is always the favorite. He's always the golden boy, and he could do no wrong, despite being low functioning. He's not employed, he's not doing anything with himself, yet you're employed, you're doing it all by yourself, and they hate you. So, if they hate you, they're telling you how they feel about you. Move around, act accordingly, and do you. If you choose to stay invested with someone that hates you, you kind of set yourself up for a lifetime of pain.